Hey figure fans, Gil the Gilness here for 3 for 10 Toys. You must be thinking, what in the world are you doing talking about Shadows of the Empire, 1990s Star Wars counter figures? Nobody wants those. It's junk. I don't think they're junk. There's a lot of history here. Alright, so they're not worth a ton of money. Maybe they never will be. But to me, these figures are worth a ton of nostalgia, a ton of memories, and represent a time where we didn't really have a whole lot of Star Wars going on. And these were the first of new characters, not just new figures themselves, but new characters from Star Wars, from Shadows of the Empire. So it was a big deal. My buddies and I would leave school and head directly to the toy stores in hopes that they would have Shadows of the Empire figures finally in stock. And it took a long time for us to finally find them. And it was like Christmas when we found them, like a celebration. Which is, by today's standards, looking at these figures, I can't believe that it was that big of a deal. But it really was a fun time. Searching, trying to find figures. We didn't have eBay, we didn't have the internet really. There was no social media. So you had to get into a car and you had to drive to toy stores to look for these figures. Toy store to toy store, hoping that the local scalper, yeah, there were still scalpers back then, didn't get there first and buy the whole case out from under you, or have some back room dealings going on with the stock folks at a toy store. So it was an interesting time. You actually had to, put some work into finding these stuff. Not that we don't put work into it now, it's just different. It was gas money, it was wear and tear in your car, it was time. It wasn't just sitting behind a keyboard, it was actually going out there and looking for this stuff. And that's what makes these things special, is there's a lot of represented time and fun and meeting other collectors too, the old-fashioned way, in a store or at a show, not just through social media. So it is 2026 as I'm making this video, and this is the 30th anniversary of Shadows of the Empire. And as I said earlier, this was at a time where there were no real Star Wars figures, new Star Wars figures happening. And figures like Prince Zizor, am I saying that right? Came out. And Chewbacca in a whole new getup. And characters like Dash Rendar. And look at that, Luke in a whole new armor or disguise, or Imperial Guard disguise, right? And then Leia popped in there as Bosch, which was nothing new, but still kind of cool to see her on a purple Shadows of the Empire card. And I actually even have a little oddity here, a Leia without the holographic sticker. So some folks like that, I figured I'd show it real quick. But the fun part about this is we're gonna show you a little something extra. Recently in the Black Series, Hasbro has redone these figures. So there's Prince Zizor, right? So we're going to take a look at the past and the more recent present. Huge differences, right? The detail, the size, of course, the scale, the artwork on the box compared to here. It's close, but it's very different. Back here on the box, there's a short little write-up. Back here on the card, there's an extensive write-up, and of course the other figures that were available at the time in the line. So there's a lot of differences here. I mean, you get a lot of detail and a cool 6-inch figure, but some of the nostalgia, the bio, the packaging, it's just lost on these new figures. Yeah, they look good. They're a lot more detailed, but these are just, there's something special about these old figures. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree, but this is my opinion on these. This is cool to have. It's a nice nod to the past. I actually prefer the old. Now there's a couple more of these. By a couple more, I mean a 2-pack. So you've got Luke in that Imperial Guard disguise. There he is. Let's take a look at that one first. I don't know if they reused any parts for the Black Series one, but the helmet is new. Looks pretty close. I don't know if there's a cape in there. There is a molded plastic cape for the original one. He's got his staff still. So it's a pretty decent transfer or nod to the old figure, right? And then the other one is Leia Bosch, which we've seen in the Black Series before, so that's not a big difference there. She's got all of her proper accessories. See, the thermal detonator was molded into her hand here, and it's separate here. So those are the things that you get with the upgraded versions. More details, little things like the detonator aren't molded into the hand. They're actual accessories. So there's certainly upsides to the new stuff. Again, more detail, taller, bigger, but you lose something. And there's a nice little write-up here for this box set and some cool artwork. But then again, does it really beat the old school? That artwork there and there. And the fact that there's just so much more history here on the back with the bios. And it's just more old school. I prefer the old school. I don't know. It's just me. But I thought it was cool. I wanted to show off the new versus the old. I believe they may be doing a Dash render. I thought I saw something about that. So maybe we're going to get a 6-inch version of Dash. And then all they would really have to do is Chewbacca. And we've got the whole Shadows of the Empire Kenner line redone in Black Series form. So I do hope they get around to doing those 2 figures if they're not planned already as of this video. It would be nice to have them all as retro and as regular old Shadows of the Empire. Now I wonder if maybe Hasbro plans on doing a retro packaging for 2026 30th anniversary of Shadows of the Empire. They have been known to do this old style packaging with the 6-inch figure on a blister. So that would be cool to see that happen. So if Hasbro were to do that, I would probably sell those 3, keep the carded retro versions along with my originals, because I can't keep it all. There's only so much room we have in our collections. So we'll see what they do. It is the 30th anniversary right now, so these actually might maybe increase in price, maybe $10 instead of $5. Who knows? It's more nostalgia. Like I said, these are more valuable in memories than they ever will be probably in money-wise. So thanks for indulging me here with a little bit of an odd vintage discussion of Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars. I appreciate that. Hopefully you liked the video. I think we're going to do more of these retro comparison videos, as there's been a lot of retro stuff coming out lately, and I would really like to do some comparisons of other lines. So I hope you'll be on board with that here at 3 for 10. Throw me a like, and definitely a subscribe if you can. Tell your friends, comment, and all that good stuff. We greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it, and it helps 3 for 10 grow. and then you'll be seeing more videos. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.